Charles Fourier. Charles Fourier was a French philosopher and influential early socialist thinker and one of the founders of utopian socialism. He was also French theorist influenced by the failure of French Revolution. His book, The Destiny of Man, criticized the immorality of the business world. Fourier's ideas were utilized by socialists and feminists. Fourier believed that poverty was the reason for disorder socially and emotionally. Fourier hoped to eliminate the poverty that was standing the success of social economy. Fourier was born in France on 7th April 1772, the son of a small businessman. Fourier was more interested in architecture than in his father's trade. Fourier later said he was grateful that he did not pursue engineering because it would have consumed too much of his time and taken away from his true desire to help humanity. He worked at Paris as the head of the Office of Statistics for a few months. From 1791 to 1860, Fourier was employed in Paris. As a traveling salesman and correspondence clerk, his research and thought were time limited. He complained of serving the knavery of merchants. He began writing. His first book was published in 1808. Fourier produced most of his writings between 1816 and 1821. Fourier declared that concern and cooperation were the secret of social success. He believed that a society that cooperated would see an immense improvement in their productivity levels. Workers would be recompensed for their labor according to their contribution. Fourier saw such cooperation occurring in communities he called phalanxes, based upon structures called phalanxes or grand hotels. These buildings were four-level apartments complex where the richest had the uppermost apartments and the poorest had a ground floor residence. Wealth was determined by one's jobs. Jobs were assigned based on the interests and desires of the individuals. Fourier considered a trade which he associated with Jews to be the source of all evil and advocated that Jews be forced to perform framework in the phalanxeries. Fourier characterized poverty as the principal cause of disorder in society, and he proposed to eradicate it by sufficiently high wages and by a decent minimum for those who are not able to work. Fourier used the world civilization in the negative sense, and such Fourier's contempt for the respectable thinkers and ideologies of his age was so intense that he always used the term philosopher and civilization in a protectorate sense. Fourier was also a supporter of women's rights in a time period when influences like Jean-Jacques Rousseau were prevalent. Fourier believed that all important jobs should be open to women on the basis of skill and aptitude rather than closed on account of gender. Fourier saw that traditional marriage would potentially hurt women's rights as human beings and they ever married. For Herbert Marcuse, the idea of libidinal work relations in a developed industrial society finds little support in the tradition of thought, and where such support of forthcoming, it seems of a dangerous nature. The transformation of labor into pleasure in the central idea in Fourier's grand socialist utopia.